Good morning. My name is Michael Smith, and this is my life. Today is Wednesday, August the 16th of 2017, and for me it is 5:15 in the a.m. Yesterday was an odd day. Every once in a while I get stuff thrown at me, and it's not necessarily that there's not a right or wrong way to handle it. It's just the best way to choose to how to deal with it. Yesterday, I went to work, and my work schedule throughout the day, I had to go to some meetings. I had to go to a meeting, a safety meeting at work, and so it really kind of broke up my day. And so I got a little bit of work done. Then I went to a safety meeting. Then I actually went to another bigger safety meeting, and then I came back and I waited for trucks. And for me, I'm the type of person, I like to stay busy, because it helps the day go by fast. But I had a lot chewing on my brain yesterday, so I decided to take the late arrival of the trucks as an opportunity to ponder and reflect on a lot of things. I think it's absolutely crucial that that you take time to just sit and think sometimes, or take times and shift into low gear. I think we live in a world that is built so much on hustle and bustle that it's hard to not only stop and smell the roses, but stop and take stock in where you're at and where you're going and how you're doing everything that you're doing. So I was still working, I just wasn't going pedal to the metal and running all over the place trying to get as much done as possible. Which was kind of good, because that reflection, that time at work that I allowed to reflect a little bit, was handy, because after work I was planning on going to church and just sitting in the empty church and hanging out with God and posing a couple questions, and then just sitting and listening and emptying my mind and just being in the moment. Well, I got out of work, and I was hoping to get some overtime yesterday. It didn't happen, and so I was kind of like, whatever. I'm just gonna roll with it, and started driving to the church. And then I remembered yesterday I'm Catholic, So for me, yesterday was a big day, because it was we had a obligation to go to Mass yesterday to celebrate the Assumption of Mary. Mary was taken up body and soul into heaven. I know that's a point of contention for some of my brothers and sisters in Christ, and that's okay. I'm not going to go deep theologically here at this point on that, and why I believe that. I was Protestant for the majority of my life, and then things happened, and in my, from my, when I was born again, shall we say, and came back to God, and trying to build a relationship with Him, I looked around quite a bit. And for me, in my study of history, in my study of the church, and study of theology and whatnot, Catholicism made sense for me. So I decided to become Catholic. So anyway, I didn't get to hang out at church in my quiet time, but I did get to go to church and celebrate Mass and worship. And what was kind of funny is my intention to going to church was to sitting there and being quiet and just focusing on God. We went there last night, and because of my wife's work, I had to go with my oldest stepson was serving last night. So I took him and my daughter in, and my wife had to wait for something to wrap up at work at home, and then she came in with the rest of them, which that's a really brave thing to do. But she's a very good mom. She can handle it. She's a tough cookie. But then, so I'm sitting there, and Father comes up to me and he's like, "Can you read in Mass? There's no lecture assigned for tonight." And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." Um, my my perception is I try to be open to what God tries to lay at my feet. And so whenever I'm asked to do something, not just at church, but at work or whatever, I try to pick that up and run with it and do what I can do. Um, so I ended up reading, well, it was because my 2-year-old, uh, he's kind of my responsibility in church because my wife has the baby now. And she takes care of the baby because she's mom and does mom things and then mom things that I can't do. but um, but anyway, I have responsibility of the 2-year-old and Zach. And what's great about that is with the kids, it's kind of stinks being the dad because you don't get the kids really until they're about 2 or 1.5. 1.5, 2. That's 2 is where you really get involved. Because even at 1, while I start getting involved a lot more, they still want mom a lot. You know. But anyway, Zach was wanting to be with me. We were sitting with friends and family, and he wanted me, and I went up front to read, and I'm reading the scripture, and we're sitting near the front, and I could see him out of the corner of my eye, and I almost thought I saw him duck out of the pew and try to run up front to be with me. He was very animated last night in church, shall we say, and so the peace and quiet that I was looking for in the church did not happen at Mass. I got that at work, and that's okay. That's great. And I just took it as it was, and I tried to work with him. And I try to toe that line where you instill discipline, but at the same time, and you want discipline and order in the pew, but at the same time, he's 2 and he doesn't understand, and he doesn't communicate really well. So he doesn't, he knows it's something that we do on a regular basis, but for him it was odd because Mass was from 7 to 8 last night, and that's his go time. That's when he comes out of the bath and he's getting tired and he wants to go because he doesn't want to fall asleep. I have to stay busy because I don't want to fall asleep. And I think that's kind of funny because it reflects on how, me at work, it's like, I got to stay busy at work. I got to go because I don't want the day to drag or whatever. I have this need to go all the time, nonstop. And it's one of the things I've been trying to learn, especially with my body getting older. It can't do some of the things. I can still do a lot. I can still do about 95% of what I used to be able to do. But now that I'm a little bit older, I have to take extra precaution, especially with my hands, and take care of them. And my joints get a little fussy sometimes, just a little bit. But I thought it was kind of funny, how he between 7 and 8 want to go. So he was rather restless in the pew and whatnot. But we got through Mass and got home, and I got this really cool book about parish councils because I'm the president of my parish council this year. So that's going to be interesting, and it's actually it's a really enlightening book because what I thought parish councils were for, last year I was my first year in, and what I thought parish councils were for, not really so far what this book is talking about. So I just have to it's an interesting read. If I had it handy, I would put it up here and recommend it, though I don't know how many people are on parish councils at their church. So anyway, that was my day, and that's all I gotta say about that.